What's going on, guys? I'm glad you guys can make it for week 1 of the Underdog experiment, in which we are trying to improve your life the best we see fit as a community, provide you some guidance and some resources in which you can improve your life and essentially build and improve your life the way you see fit. And before we even get started, I want to first thank my 500 subscribers. We just hit the 500 subscriber mark, and I want to thank each and every one of you for essentially hitting that subscribe button and trying to improve yourselves, finding better ways to live your life. So thank you guys so much for that, and I look forward to building this community with you guys and improving our lives together. So the way we're going to actually get this started, I have it worked out here. For the next couple weeks, week 1, we're going to go into time management. Week 2, I'm aiming for health. Week 3, I'm aiming for people skills, and week 4 we're aiming for like finances. So ultimately what we are doing here is we are basing these off of essentially the Better Life video that I did create, and I will leave the link down in the description below. And that's essentially a brief description is the 4 pillars in which I believe can really improve your life, because there is lack of education in a lot of these different aspects of life, and if you don't take the initiative, it is hard to essentially find ways to improve your life. But these have, I think, the biggest impact on your life that can essentially bleed over to anything in your life. And so week 1 will be focusing on time management. And an example, what we will be doing here is, what to expect in week 1. Well, obviously Sunday we're going to have the week ahead, the premiere, this video right here. So I'll essentially be talking about the week in general, what I would want to expect during that week, what I am focused on, and to improve myself during that week. And that would be like on the premiere video. And then ultimately on Monday, when I go live, we'll have some talking points about time management. It's essentially trying to make yourself more efficient, right? You can say time management's a great thing, but ultimately is trying to make you more efficient at your processes, leveraging the time that we have, because we know that the time that we have is very limited. So we're trying to leverage the time that we have to improve our lives in one of these 4 pillars that I think can really improve your life and make your life better, giving those things that you want in life. Perhaps it's money, perhaps it's relationship, perhaps it's purpose. Any one of these things, I believe these pillars will help you essentially achieve that, and trying to build this community around that, giving feedback, providing insight onto resources perhaps that you weren't aware of. That's what I'm trying to establish here, and that's what we are doing throughout these weeks. So every Sunday, again, there will be a premiere, me going over what I believe, what I am focused on for the week, and then Monday we'll have some talking points about some different things and different ideas about that particular pillar that we are talking about for the week. And then on Friday, I want to make it into more of like a feedback, right? So what you learned throughout the week, did it work, did it not, kind of thing, that thing that I essentially try to establish on Sunday, what I was aiming for the week, and essentially go off of that, right? Like, where do I stand? Where do you guys stand? Is there any room for improvement there? Did you learn something that week that helped you out, perhaps with time management or health, whatever the topic is that we're speaking of that week, and then move on from there. So that is what we are focused on. And again, time management is what we are focused on this week. I myself am looking to remove social media, right? Like, I am pretty efficient on a lot of different things in my life, and I've figured out a way, which I'll be sharing tomorrow, that really helps me achieve those things that I want, right? Because it's really about just attacking those things that you want to get done, and you have to realize that there has to be steps that you take every single day to essentially achieve that you want. So you have to leverage your time by executing these tasks. But how do you do that, right? So tomorrow we'll go over some talking points about that, and how that will essentially some different talking points of which I've implemented that have really helped me. But for this particular week, I have found, right, there's always room for improvement. So I have found that in my life, I have let some social media, essentially, it sidetracks me a lot, right? And I've realized that I spend 20-30 minutes here, and you don't realize that a lot of times that this takes away from your day, when you can be doing something more efficient in your day. And I do believe, you know, you do need to have that flex time where you can just relax and not really worry about stuff. But I feel like I waste too much time on social media. It's not saying I'm going to cut out YouTube. Obviously, I have to be on here to help you guys out. So I will not cut off YouTube, but things like Facebook and Twitter, I'm going to cut out this week. I'm not going to do anything at all this week on those two social platforms, one in which, you know, I track a bunch of other different things. I try to essentially make Facebook a place where, you know, it's not just my family and seeing what's going on with my family, but I try to make it a more educational thing, so I make sure that anything I do subscribe on there is educational as well, but I find that it does take away and stops me from being proficient. So ultimately, I want to remove Facebook, I want to remove Twitter. I typically use Twitter for, you know, a lot of those different stock investments and stuff that I do. And so those are two things I want to remove this week. I want to see how I do this week, you know, what really can I get out of this week? I don't want to feel like I have too much downtime and then not know what to do, because I am pretty efficient with my time and I do schedule everything out, task everything out in a way that allows me to be efficient and be extremely productive. But I feel, again, I do spend way too much time on these other two platforms, so I want to remove that this week and see what it does and see what happens on Friday, see how much more efficient and more productive I can be this week by removing those two platforms. So that is my goal this week for time management, to be more efficient, is to remove that social media and allow myself to focus on other things that I want to get done for this channel, and perhaps doing interviews and stuff like that. Those are things that I want to focus on and provide, you know, those extra 20 minutes that add up, right? That'd be a couple extra hours I can get in there that I can focus on other things, or jot down, brainstorm, all these other things that I want to do, and not give an excuse that I don't have the time. So that is one big thing that stands out like a red thumb to me. So that's one thing I want to eliminate this week to help on my time management and help making me more proficient, right? And that's ultimately what we're trying to do with this time management, is making you more proficient and allowing yourself to give yourself more time to those things that you want to dedicate to things that are important to you in your life. And so what to expect, I went over that already. Monday and Friday we will be live. Like I said, Monday we'll talk about, have some talking points. Friday we will be, again, just feedback. And then Wednesday, there will be no Wednesday. I know in my first video I talked about going live Wednesday, but I think for a bonus for you guys, I will do a book review for you guys this Wednesday, because I did initially say Wednesday, but going through my thought process, right, I thought, if I can just go live on Monday and then have that comment section dedicated to the week and have people interact on that live. And that way we have that one place that we can all gather and comment and help each other out, as opposed to jumping many different videos, because that can be hard. And so we can help each other out there. And I think that's ultimately what I want to do. And that's why I thought eliminating that Wednesday would be more beneficial, because we can all focus on just that one live video. You know, put in our groundwork, put in our notes all on that one page, and then essentially on Friday we can again talk about everything and kind of go everything, right? And then perhaps provide some tips for next week, the coming week, and I can essentially share that stuff on the premiere on that Sunday with what we talked about on Friday. So that way we can always have this continuous loop and help each other out, because that's ultimately what we want to do to improve our lives, is to have that continuous loop and be the most effective as we can in improving our lives and having that accountability, because that's ultimately what matters. And then finally, we have the pin comment. I did pin a comment on the last video. It was kind of like a working comment. I've started thinking more about it. I put more thought behind it, and I will actually leave a comment down below this video into what I'm looking for in the week. Like I said, I'm looking to remove social media, provide some other things and other 4 pillars that I might be looking at this week. And one thing I wanted to add here too is I wanted to essentially have a book for the next 4 weeks that hits on one of these 4 pillars, something maybe that you'd be interested in, or perhaps it's finance, time management, you know, one of these 4, and improve yourselves during this essential duration. And so I will also leave that in the pinned comments and expand it a little bit more, so that way, like come tomorrow when we start working on it, I could add additional notes to that pinned comment from this premiere, and it again keeps a running log of everything. And that's ultimately what helps, is have a running log and having other people see that, and that way it holds you accountable. And so that's ultimately what we're trying to do, is hold that accountability, again, work off each other. I don't want anybody to feel like, hey, you know, I don't want other people to I feel like I'm not living up to my expectations and what I've put out there, right? We just want to encourage each other to be better people, to improve ourselves in whatever unique way we see fit. And to do that, right, if we can have a group of people to do that, to help each other out, that's what we're here for. So essentially, that's why we are here. We are here to help each other out, provide that community, provide a place where you can grow, improve, get feedback when you need it, and we'll see where this goes, right? I am excited about doing this. I'm excited about helping you guys out. I will actually be more upfront with you guys and being in the weeds with you guys and helping you guys out, as opposed to just putting out videos in hopes to help you guys, but actually to provide that accountability, to provide that instant feedback, all in one spot. And so that's what we are doing here with Underdog Experiment. So I hope you guys are excited. It is week 1. I hope you guys are ready, and let's get this thing started.